And welcome to today's edition of Route 664, the Road to Human Kindness. I'm Les Winston. I'm the national spokesperson for socialsecharity.org. That's socialsecharity.org. That is a project of the Endow America Network Foundation. And my guest today is Patti Bender. Patti is with the U.S. Naval Academy Alumni Association and Foundation. And you're the Director of Development, I believe. Is that correct?
No, I am the Senior Director of Planned Giving.
Senior Director of Planned Giving. Okay, yeah. Sorry. How are you?
I'm well.
Good.
I'm happy to be talking with you today, Les.
Yes, and glad to speak with you too as well. We're very interested in the work that nonprofits are doing. The 501c3s that serve a purpose in the country are very important to keep the social welfare of the people that they serve. So tell me a little bit about the work of the Academy Association's Foundation.
We raise money for the margin of excellence. So as most of your listeners will know, the Naval Academy, all of our midshipmen, their education is provided by the government. So we're all providing for the education of Naval Academy midshipmen and West Point cadets. However, the government provides a good education for our mids. We believe they deserve an excellent education that helps us to attract the best candidates and produces the best naval officers to go out and protect our country. So we raise that difference to bring the education from good to excellent.
You supplement what the government provides to the academies that they support, and then you supplement that. So tell me a little bit about what extra you do to help the midshipmen become greater. A little bit about the extracurricular things you do. Some of the things we raise money for. A midshipman activities group, which provides some of the social activities or intramural sports for our mids. One of my favorite programs is our international programs. So midshipmen can go abroad to study for a semester or for a short term, but that's not a graduation requirement, so it's not funded by the government. So that relies totally on private support. We don't build buildings at the Academy. That's a government function, but we've helped to furnish them. We just built a new building that is housing our cybersecurity program and a number of other engineering fields. We helped, or our donors helped fund the lab equipment. Great.
And some of the extras for those spaces. So those are a couple of examples.
So is it really tough to get into the academies these days? Are there more candidates than spots? And what's required to become a part of the United States Naval Academy, which is one of the premier military teaching institutions in the world, obviously? Absolutely.
It is still very competitive. We have many, many more applications than we have spaces. And some of the people qualify for an application. Not everyone who applies will actually check all the boxes. They need to be physically fit, among other things. We're unique among higher education in that regard. But being a top student, having some demonstrated leadership during high school or other times during their youth.
Do they still have to be recommended by a member of the Congress, or?
Yeah.
That's still part of the process?
Most of them do come in with a recommendation, yes. So we always have, or we've always admitted someone from every state in the union.
Okay.
Which makes for great diversity.
Well, at least you have 50 students.
At least we have 50 students. And
so how many make up a class at a time of midshipmen? How many colleagues are you creating?
It's about 1,100 that we would admit each year. And we know there's a little bit of attrition, but much less than there used to be.
Okay.
It's
a different, your selection parameters are different than other universities, obviously. Obviously, yes.
They don't look for somebody to be fit per se.
No. Yeah.
But are you taking, how many women are you taking in? Are you taking a lot of women in now, more so than ever? Or?
It's about 29%. So it's been inching up a little bit over the 8 years I've been here. It was about 25% when I arrived. Last fall, or in the spring, I guess, I invited an alum to join us in the yard, or a donor. He wasn't an alum, just a generous donor. Mm-hmm. It was his first time visiting the academy, and we attended a formal parade. So our midshipmen still march, and we have formal parades. I think it's about 8 to 10 times a year.
Okay.
This donor noticed that the brigade commanders, a high percentage of them were women, a much higher percentage than that 29% of women in the brigade.
Very interesting.
So, yeah.
How does that chosen? Is that chosen by the midshipmen themselves, or is that chosen by the hierarchy?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer. I believe it's by the midshipmen.
That's great. So tell me what, I know, listen, raising money is difficult. We are trying to endow America by getting the people aware of the numbers of 664, just like they know what a 401k is and they know what a 529 is. We'd like them to know what a 664 is. And then if we can get people that like the whole concept of what you're doing to build enough 664s, at some point in the future, you'll create a sizable endowment. And we are using also the other parts of the code that were given by the Congress back in '69. That's the pooled income funds and the charitable gift annuities. What we want is the public to be educated that it's available. They can't use it if they don't know it's there. So that's a primary step. So how much, I know as the director of Plan Giving, right, you're using some of these. Are you finding that the community, the advisory community, is well equipped, or are they because they're not generally creating a lot of these devices unless they're specifically doing that? We have professional philanthropic advisors, folks who have the Chartered Advisor in Philanthropy designation. We have them on our website. You can go to the socialcharity.org website and look up, find professional philanthropic advisors. It's a free service that we do as a 501c3 because we want the public to be able to find them. But I don't know how many are working with your organization. Do you have any professional philanthropic advisors?
Because we're national in scope, it's hard to center in on just a few advisors, like you might be able to do with a local charity. So we're working with people across the country. I think advisors in general are good about asking their clients, what do you want to do at the end of your life? What do you want to do with your assets after your lifetime? I don't know that all of them are quite as familiar with some of the tools that can be used.
Yeah.
And then, of course, some people are just flying solo and are investing their own money and doing their own work. So they might not be aware of these tools. We're trying to change that.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle, and it's been we're talking about over 50 years that these things have been arranged, and a lot of people don't know that they can contribute non-cash assets. I mean that's a really important thing to be aware of, and so that you can get to use those as well. And it's true, there's a gap because a lot of these the gifts don't start till the end of the life. But that's what a bequest is, and a lot of people make bequests, and those aren't as guaranteed as these are. So these are a lot more efficient, I think, for creating the endowment. Then go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say a charitable remainder trust. As I tell donors, they could be complicated, but they're so powerful in the right situation. And last week I was out on a trip and met with 2 alums who got really excited about the idea of a charitable remainder unit trust for a term of years as a way to provide some support for their children during their lifetime. So the kids didn't have to wait until they inherited mom and dad's money.
That's a great technique. That's very good. Yeah. And most people don't, and they get a tax deduction as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is a lot better than bequests, where people leave money in the wills. They don't get any tax deduction when they do that. So we have a program called Safe Schools, Great Schools, one of the projects that we have, which is to also do the same thing that you're doing for the U.S. Naval Academy. We want to do it for the public schools as well. Any public school or any school, really. I think every school should have an endowment. It would be ideal if we could remove some of that burden from the government, or whatever they're doing to support non-governmental organizations. It's one thing to support the Naval Academy. That's part of their duties, but the other parts aren't. So anyway, do you think that the overall picture that the midshipmen have today is optimistic or pessimistic?
The young people that I've talked to are excited about the future. They see opportunities. While our country is changing, they see opportunities. And that's encouraging. They're doing their best. They're making commitments to the country. They are using their brains in amazing ways. Walking through a poster session at the Naval Academy, you can tell how bright these future naval officers are and what they'll be giving back to our country.
From your position, what message would you send to young people today that are in school and high school?
Look at the long term and look at others beyond yourself. How can you help them? Be it through government service or volunteering through a not-for-profit, and give. We all have the opportunity to give back at different levels, at different times in our lifetime, and in different ways. So look at how you can be a part of the greater community. Getting
young people to be charitable, and we call it the Year of Human Kindness. That's why this program is Route 664, the Road to Human Kindness. And so we believe that that's the way to get back to human kindness. Thank you very much for joining us today, Patti Bender.
It's been delightful. Thanks, Les.
It's been really interesting talking to you, and I hope we'll get the chance to do this again.
Okay.
Best of luck with the foundation.
Thanks so much.
Route 664 Radio. We're playing the music that lifts you up, out of your seat, off your, and out of your head. And we're doing it with positive music. Music that makes you see the world through rose-colored glasses. Try them on.
Good news, got that old late news, got that joy coming through. I'm talking good news.
And don't forget my good friend, Les Winston. He'll tell you all about why you need your 664. Join him and a variety of guests from the wonderful world of philanthropy at the top of the hour.
This kindness, I don't trust it.
And let us be your soundtrack every Sunday as you get your work done. Classical Sundays at 8, Just Jazz at 11 a.m., and then Soulful Sounds at 2. Great way to get the work done on a Sunday afternoon with music from the road to human kindness. Route 664 Radio.
Let's dance! Let's dance!
Let's dance! That website is socialsecharity.org. That is the home of the new formula, which is 664 equals E square. And that is the theory of social charity. My guest this morning is Jay Kothari. Jay is one of the founders of Money Matters. And you have a weekly radio show, Jay, at this point?
Yeah, we have a radio show every 2 months.
Every 2 months, okay. What station is that on? Is it a regular broadcast station?
Yeah, it's on WDIY.
Okay, and where is that available?
It's available on local radio and also on Spotify, Apple Music, and Apple Podcasts.
Great. So what we're doing, of course, will be on YouTube and will be on Apple Music as well. Amazon Music, excuse me, or if that's Apple Music, I don't know. To me, it's very complicated. I'm old. You're very young. You know everything about computers, and you are computer literate for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So your computer literacy is one thing. How about financial literacy? what do you think the level of financial literacy is in young people like yourself as compared to their computer literacy?
So I definitely think the computer literacy is much higher in young people, just because we use computers on a daily basis in schools and our everyday lives. Whereas financial literacy, we really come in contact, or really come to become aware of it as we go on to college and beyond, when we join the workforce. And I think it's really important to start learning financial literacy at a younger age, so we can be prepared for when we have to deal with the real finances lying ahead in our future.
That's a very astute position, because most people, parents have a hard time talking with their kids about money. How did you become so familiar with financial literacy?
So I'm really fortunate that my parents are open to the topic of finance with my sister and I. And my dad's an accountant, and my mom is also she's literate on the financial side as well. So my parents have taught me on finance at a very young age, and they've instilled this sort of financial discipline through various experiences and textbook knowledge as well from a younger age, and it has lasted throughout me. So I'm able to give back the knowledge now to others and help them become literate.
So I know you're working with your sister, Sanika.
Yeah.
I interviewed her earlier, and I have to say that what you're doing is extremely important and very valuable. And I don't think that the parents or the adults in the world really grasp the importance of financial literacy for their kids. They kind of hold them in captivity. It's always the promise of an allowance or money. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. Yeah. What was the most important thing you think that young people get out of taking the Money Matters course? What's the most important thing that they get?
I think the most important thing that they get is definitely the fundamentals and the basics of just personal finance, like the core principles of saving, budgeting, investing. I think those three principles in particular, they are a part of everything, including different things such as needs, balancing your needs and wants, and going on and later saving for a house or a car or a bigger investment, which you'll need the money for. So I think the fundamental principles are really what differentiates the how we offer financial education.
So tell me a little bit about how you teach retirement. What's important about retirement?
So what we teach in retirement and what we really emphasize is that it's really important to start saving money for retirement in your retirement account at a very young age, so you can build up on that in the future. And we generally show the benefits of it as well. So there's tax benefits to retirement, to saving for retirement, and we emphasize that and show that saving for retirement at a younger age will cause you to have a greater sense of security when you are older and retired. So you can retire at possibly at an early age, or maybe not. If it depends on you, but you can retire when you want.
But when you're talking about, you said security,
the financial well-being that you will have.
Yeah, I don't want to get political, but I did want to ask you, what do you think of when somebody says to you, well, there's Social Security?
So when I think of Social Security, I generally think of I guess the security that the government has to offer us financially and in other aspects, like socially as well. And I generally think of it as something that will keep my identity safe and secure from the public, which will not only keep my finances and my money safe, but also keep my family and my just social well-being also safe. And I think
you're kind of saying, don't let your Social Security number out as far as security is concerned. And do you see it as a benefit that you're going to get in the future? Do you think that you're going to get Social Security in the future?
I think I am going to get Social Security in the future, and I think that it will be a benefit, just because it will. I kind of think it as insurance, as in I'm having it for my own protection, and it's going to I'll have like a better sense of mind that I am more secure with the Social Security.
So I know that you're doing this kind of like on a nonprofit basis, right? You're doing this as kind of a gift to humanity, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting paid by anybody to do what you're doing.
Yeah, we're not getting.
So you're doing it strictly as a volunteer with your sister, and it's an activity that you believe very, very strongly in. And what is the goal in your mind, the ultimate goal that you think is attainable? Let's say going out 5 years. What do you think is attainable in 5 years compared to where we are now?
So I think in 5 years. So right now, Money Matters. We've provided, I guess, financial education to approximately like on a one-on-one level where we've spoken individually to the person, maybe around like 40 or so people. But we definitely want to increase that within like after 5 years. And I think the best way for us going forward would be to increase our online presence, especially as we can communicate directly with more people rather than one-on-one sessions, maybe in person or online. And I think social media like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they're really good resources for us as we can advocate for financial literacy, using less resources and having more people look at us and learn finance from us.
Do you like this? Do you like this a lot?
Yeah, I really like I like learning about finance and I like teaching it. So I really enjoy being part of this initiative.
That's great. And so is this something that you think you could do for your entire life, that you'd like to build on and have a career from this going forward? Or what is your ultimate objective? Are you going to go to college and learn more about finances there, or what?
So I am going to go to college. I'm planning to pursue like a degree in like medicine or like bioengineering, at least for now. But I definitely want to continue like learning finance on my own and teaching it as sort of a volunteer as a side hobby that I will continue to have even like once I go into my profession. And I think it will be lifelong. I'm not sure about Money Matters in particular, but definitely the idea of volunteering to teach finance to my community and give back. I believe that like that will still stay within me even after like college and after I start my profession.
You think it's good for their mental health for them to learn all this?
Definitely, yeah. I feel like knowing about your finances and having a financial having a financial status that you are comfortable with, it will definitely help you to ease more on your mental side, and it will allow you to loosen up, I guess, on your social well-being, spiritual, and all the other stuff. So
great. Spiritual well-being. I like that. I like that a lot. That's what we're all about here. It's about spiritual well-being. We want people to be kind to one another. The Road to Human Kindness is the name of the program, and you're definitely someone who can help people move along the road to human kindness if they understand how to do things. We want to introduce into your thinking. We'd like to introduce the idea of philanthropy and charitable planning and using the charitable devices that are available. And I will tell you this: that if you become a doctor and you have a financial literacy background, you'll be way ahead of the rest of the doctors. Most of the doctors that graduate from medical school today, they don't have much financial literacy in their courses at all. And they're good at being doctors, but they're not good at handling money. So money, they say, is the root of all evil. What do you say about that?
So I consider it as being money could be the root of all evil, but it also could be the root of all good, because we've seen examples of good and evil coming from money. But if people learn to control their money, and if more people have access to knowing what to do with their money, then I definitely think that the saying will definitely turn into like money is the root of all good, because many, as you said, like many charitable foundations have become as big as they are today because they have an initial like goal of providing for other people, and that comes from the basic having some money to provide other people, right? So
yes. So if you accumulate it, you can share it.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that concept. Here's a theory that we have, and the theory is that too many people put aside money and save it for a very long time, or they put money into a savings account, and then something happens that's kind of upsets the financial apple cart. Do you categorize savings differently from retirement savings? Do you break that down differently?
Yeah, we have savings for like retirement. We have when we talk about savings in particular, we differentiate like normal emergency fund savings of savings that you would need in your immediate future if any emergency was to come up. And we have also savings for the long-term goals, right? Retirement, possibly education, maybe other things that you desire in the future. So we have savings for that. And then we also categorize investments as a totally different category.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quiz. I want to see if you know, what is a 401k?
So a 401k is a retirement plan that is often given by your employer. And for me, the benefit of a 401k is that your employer has the ability to match that up to a certain amount that, like, for example, if you put in $1, your employer can match that $1 that you put into your 401k. And that's an added bonus to, like, an added initiative to saving for retirement.
Great. What about a 529? You know what that is?
Yeah, so a 529 is an education plan that's generally like used to save up for like children's education from a young age. So that provides tax benefits as well, and it's available in like most states. Like where I live in Pennsylvania, it's available PA 529. So
that's very good. And do you know what a 664 is?
So I do not know what a 664.
Okay, now you have proved my hypothesis that even everybody knows what a 401k is, and everybody kind of knows what a 529 is, but no one knows what a 664 is. And that's what this program's all about, and what we want to help you learn about as well, because if you put that into your curriculum, you will be unique in your teaching young people on how to actually really do something good. The formula, just so you have a reference, the formula is 664 equals E squared. Okay? And E squared, E is endowment. Do you know what an endowment is?
Yeah, it's like a down payment of some sort.
Well, close. It's a fund that's used to support activities. It's like a retirement account, or it's like a fund for a charity. So anyway, I look forward to working with you, Jay. I really do. I think you and your sister could be some of the youngest people that might have 664 accounts once you see what they are. So we want to work with you to do that. And I must say, a tip of the hat to your course. I think it's really very well done, well laid out. And if you can help others at your age learn about money and how important it is to be financially literate, that's a great thing. Do you have what words of wisdom can you give, or would you give to young people who are going to watch this video?
Start saving at a young age. Start learning about personal finance at a young age. The skills will build on as you experience real life situations. And definitely the small things at an early age, like going outside, shopping with your parents, and like listening to podcasts and watching different personal finance or educational shows. They really build on to your future, and it all pays off. So your little things that you do now will definitely help you in the future.
That's a very good point. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Route 664, the road to human kindness, and we'll look forward to seeing you. And if you're listening to this program and you want to find out more about socialcharity.org or about Money Matters, Money Matters has a website. Give us a way that people can contact you to learn more about your course.
Yeah, so our website is Money Matters for as in the number, ever.wixsite.com/moneymatters. And our email is moneymattersforever@gmail.com.
moneymattersforever@gmail.com. Okay, I hope you get some response from the program that we've had. People will look into this. I can tell you that we're looking forward to working with you in Sonica going forward on our project, because I think that we can work together. You're in Parkland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're right here in Florida or in a different
I'm
Parkland?
in Pennsylvania. There's another Parkland.
We interviewed somebody from Pennsylvania, from Parkland, Pennsylvania recently also. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.